Hi, my name is Mark Quinter from Access Point and welcome to the Lead2Cash demo. What I want to show you in this demo is how we've linked 3 different packages into one in order to deliver customer information in a very short space of time that is absolutely key to making that first conversation call. Okay, so if I go about first setting up an account, so we'll just set up a new account and we'll set up cable and wireless and we'll just click go. So we find out here that we actually have a cable and wireless account within our database, but unfortunately it has no detail, it has no information, so it's not a very effective contact. So what we want to do is, in the easiest possible way, is update this account. So we click on the button update account and we go away, and this is looking at how many different parents and subsidiaries cable and wireless have, and if we click on the top one, which is the public parent, we then click next. It's going away now and it's finding out all those details that we would want in order to populate our record. So we click on one source data and we click update. So now this is going away and we're in our CRM, back to Salesforce, and we now have a customer set up with a whole load of very useful information that we can use. Now obviously, having got the customer information, we need to get the contact information. So again, we click on update contacts. It's going away once again to one source to find out which contacts are in their database. So we have a whole range of different customer contacts with different titles. So what we'll do is we'll pick 4 for. So we'll pick Ian Gibson, Andy Evans, John Plitheroe, and we'll go with Tim Trounce. So I've now clicked 4 customers, so I just want to add them. So within my cable and wireless record, I now have 4 contacts. Now, one of the great things about effective communication is actually seeing if you know that individual customer. So therefore, if we go into Andy Evans, for example, we can look at LinkedIn. So we can immediately click on this link and it takes us to LinkedIn. So we could go in, and here we find we're in the LinkedIn, Andy Evans, Chief Technology Officer at Cable and Wireless. We can click on Andy, and here we find out that I'm connected through Tony Waters, Gareth Kentish, Mike Collins, so perhaps I could get an introduction to Andy before I made that call. So already what we're doing is we're finding that rather than just cold calling somebody, we are basing our call on fact and relevant information. Then if we go back into the cable and wireless account and scroll down, you can see some other information that we have down here. We've got Google search, so you can go immediately and search for cable and wireless. We've got Google Maps, it'll show you exactly where cable and wireless are based. We've got Google News, so you can update and find out what's happened that day in the news. And also we've got a Get Reports link. Now this reports link gives us around, I suppose, 20 different reports, from financial, from income statement, cash flows, to analyst reports, annual reports, latest news stories. But what I'm most interested in at the moment, because I want to call one of the executives within Cable and Wireless, is that we look at the executives and we get their web bio. So if we just click no, we can go and have a look, and all these different contacts within Cable and Wireless have web bios. So if we click into John Plitheroe, we can see John Plitheroe, we can see his CV, so he was at FreeServe, Cable and Wireless, and we can also see that the information that we have on John Plitheroe about his may have recently attended meetings and why he's in the news. So immediately you can have some form of effective customer contact. Again, there are many different executives who have their web bios. So that's one way that we can start to really make sure that our first call is completely relevant, and that's only taken really 2 or 3 minutes to do. So having built all that information into our database, we now have to see how effective our communication is. So what we want to do is we want to report back on if we send out mailers or if we're calling customers, how often do people open their mails, when did they open the mails, their direct mails. So what I can do is I can click on, these are one of my personal custom reports about a mailer that I sent out, And we can see here that the customer, their address, when they opened the email, and how many times they've opened the email. So I don't want to dwell on that too much, but the reports that we can drive, really there are so many different reports and very easy to drive, because obviously once you've done your initial contact, you want to make sure that it's working well. We've also got, we've got dashboards, so if I click home, you can see where we are against target, pipeline, the opportunities we've added this fiscal quarter. So this is all part of having actually made that first customer contact about how we follow it up. And we use Salesforce as a CRM tool. So that's really the demo that I'd like to show you on Lead2Cash. I think it shows you that it's a very simple way to build great customers into your CRM database in a very effective and cost-effective way. Thank you very much for your time.